everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Barbie and I'm the designer behind Petal Pusher on Etsy. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. It has been a little while since I made a video, so those of you that are coming back, thanks for hanging there with me. It's been crazy busy, as I'm sure it has for so many of you. Today is Friday the 13th. It's a full moon, so good luck all you teachers, police officers, and people in the medical field, because I know that full moons make everyone a little bit crazy. I have so much stuff to show you guys. I know I haven't been very active, obviously, on here or even on Instagram, but I've been stitching my little fingers away the last month and a half. In addition to that, we had school starts. We've got a 3rd grader and a 1st grader this year, and the 2-year-old is still home with me. And I mean, it's like September hits and just bam, all the stuff happens. We've got piano, we've got Cub Scouts, but now we've got Girl Scouts, we've got swim lessons. My little guy's got physical therapy because he's got little prone 80 feet. We've got it all going on here. So sorry about the lighting if it's like kind of in and out. This is the first day all week that when you open the door to go outside, it doesn't feel like you just opened an oven and the heat just hits you. It's actually somewhat pleasant out today. I did put up all my fall decorations this last weekend, but it was like, oh, it's fall inside, but it's a heat index of 98 out. Pleasant. But yeah, it actually kind of feels nice today. Like it's a little cloudy, it's cool, you don't instantly sweat the moment you step outside. Wonderful. So, like I said, I have a lot to share with you guys, a lot to show with you guys. So I'm going to kind of do things in a weird order just because of the amount of things I have. So let's just get to it. We're going to start with haul today. I blame this haul on Helen D, East Coast Crafter, because she talked about, and it's like been a month ago, she was talking about Cobweb Corner. That's what they're called, yep. And their store online. And I have purchased from them before, but she was talking about how they were doing these sweeping cobwebs stitch along and all this stuff. And I thought, it's been a while since I checked out their store. I better go do that because they still have a lot of cardstock prairie schoolers. And if you've been around me for any amount of time, you know I'm a cardstock snob. And I'm partially a hoarder of these prairie schooler patterns. So I stocked up on a couple while I was there. So this is Helen's fault. Thank you, Helen. So first I got, what fairy is this? 1995 Prairie Fairy. I've got 1 or 2 others of these. I don't even remember. It's pathetic, but I like this one on the bird. I really, really am wanting the one where she's like got the sunflower, and I think she's on like a blackbird. I haven't seen that one around lately, so got an eye out for it. Then I got another Halloween, that All Hallows Eve. I like that so many of these Halloween ones, like Nevermore and, oh, I forget the names of them all now. What's this one over here? Witching Hour, and like a bunch of them, they all have these same like brown and black and orange houses, and they all look very similar. Like I think it'd be really cool someday in 5 million years when I have the time to stitch all these to have them like all in a row that all match. Or it might even be fun to like just take out parts of them and like make a row of houses out of them or something. I don't know. I like that about prairie schoolers because it is easy to like take elements from other charts and put them together and mix and match. And if you've followed me for a while, you know that I also like to do my own thing with my prairie schoolers, change up the colors and whatnot. I filled in another hole in my prairie schooler alphabet, so I have STU. I think I've only got maybe 2 more of these to go and I'll have all of them. Not that I'm going to stitch them anytime soon, but I want to have all of them nonetheless, so when I do get to stitch them, I'm ready. And then the last one I got, another Christmas one, was Reindeer Roundup. I've been on the fence about this one before, that like, oh, it's okay, and then I'll look at it and be like, oh, it's really cute, and I just go back and forth. I think I would like it more if I changed up some of these greens to some greens that I like a little bit more. I do like that little Santa down there. He's cute. So that is that. That's all my haul for like a month and a half. I mean, I've ordered some fabric. You'll see it because I used it in various projects. But yeah, that was kind of like the for me haul. The other stuff's like for business haul, so it doesn't count. Oh, by the way, I got my hair cut today. That's another reason why I did a video. You gotta do a video when your hair actually looks nice, and it never looks as good as it does when you're back from the stylist. But I chopped off, like, it was all the way down to like here, so it's a big change, but I like it. It's a little lighter, less to deal with, less just blah, back there all the time making me hot. So anywho, not that you maybe cared, but I'm telling you anyway. So let's do whips. So for the A Very Prairie Year Sal, my August start, and it's a little one. Here, I'll show you my July start again. I don't even think I have the pattern handy for it. Crinkle, crinkle, diggy dig. No, okay. So I'm doing, for my July start, it was, what's it called, Country Seasons? It's like 4 little seasonal ones. I think it goes this way. Yeah. That was my big whopping July start. Shows you how my time management has been lately. For this, my August start is Autumn Leaves. And yes, I am going to do the big one because I love it, as so many of us do. And I only started it one day at swim lessons. So swim lessons are 1 hour a week in the evenings. So I'm hoping that now that I've gotten some model stitching done, I can get back on this, but that's my really big start. I know, it's impressive. But yeah, I'm hoping that once I get, well, part of my slowdown is because, as per usual, when I pulled out colors for this, so many of them look so much more dull and dark than what you see in the picture. And you know I'm not a dull and dark kind of gal. So I'm going to have to pull those colors and figure out what I want exactly. So that's kind of, I haven't really been motivated to work on it because I haven't had time to pull the colors. And when I say time to pull the colors, I mean more than like I'm trying to pull colors and look at stuff while I have 5 million questions being shot at me from various children or trying to do homework or cook dinner or whatever. So, yeah, I'll eventually get back to that. Hopefully in the next week or two, maybe. Get that all packed up and ready so that when it's swim lesson night, I just take it with me. It'll be my travel project. My other whip is, I don't have a cover for it. It's the Storytime Sampler by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and it is my oldest project. I've talked about this one a little bit before. It is part of my Stitch 9 challenge, and I did not like some of they're like in little frames, the ovals. I didn't like some of them, and so I kind of had stopped working on it. I was over halfway finished, but then I've devised a new plan. I'm redoing some of them, so I'm trying to get at least one of them done this month, and maybe do another one next month. And like, if I can kind of try to get myself on a 1-a-month track and get this thing done, well, I better not do a 1-a-month track or I won't get done in time for Stitch 9, which let's be honest, Stitch 9 challenge, I'm not going to make it. I chose so many like big projects, some of them that hadn't even been started. It's not happening. So I have ripped out Lady of Shalott and replaced her with Mary Poppins. Now, yes, I charted this myself, but this idea is not original to me. I forget. Oh, I should have written it down, what her name is. But there was a lady in the, I think it was the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, like Facebook group, whatever it is. She had posted a conversion. She did hers where like she like took off all the fancy lacy stuff and just kind of did them in a box. But she had a similar looking Mary Poppins, and she'd put the umbrella head up there. So I've added, there'll be a house here, and there's some clouds and a little bit of trees at the bottom, so you know she's flying. So she's getting close. I think she's really cute. I do like her a lot. So, again, just I gotta find like where this floss is. Because this project is so old, I had it all, you know, boxed up and kitted up and ready. But then over the years, I've like pulled this thread out, pulled that thread out. So now I gotta get them all back in the box again so I can just quickly get through it. Because there are a lot of color changes in these. So my goal is to get her finished up. And then I've got some ripping up to do here. I think I might have said it in the past. If not, here's the big reveal. I'm changing this one instead of Phantom of the Opera to Beauty and the Beast. So this girl's going to get a bell makeover and Phantom's getting ripped out. I'm not doing the Beast because I thought that's just way too hard to chart. So it's going to be like at the end when they dance together and he's Prince Adam, I think is his name. Maybe. I think that's what his name is. So he'll be the prince. So that is happening there. So that shouldn't be too much. Just kind of like dress, a little bit of hair, and then this dude. And it should be fine. So those are my whips because the other things that I've been whipping are now finishes. So let me think. Let me start with some FFOs of some previous things. So I got a whole mess of stuff here. So this was my May A Very Prairie Year Stitch Along start, and I FFO'd it. It's a big one. So I had stitched this out of the July chart, and I had this little frame from Hobby Lobby. It's magneted in. So if I ever want to stitch any more of those little ones and kind of seasonally finish them and swap them out, I can do that. So that was pretty simple, but cute. And I'm going to put it over here. Another stitch along finish. I think this was my April start, maybe. I've lost count. Oh, here, I even brought these. There's the July, so it's right there. That little guy. And then I had stitched, I think this was an April start, the robin here that I stitched it. And I've decided I'm not doing the outline and I'm not doing the month. So that way, if I want to, again, just pick one for like each season, I can do that. Because some of them I don't really like. Like for some reason, April with bunnies, I'm not a big Easter decorator. It just doesn't have an appeal to me for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. And my birthday's in April, but I just want like flowers at that point. I want flowers, I want spring, I want warm, and I want sunshine. So I finished this up like that. And again, magneted. So this thing, this box, so it can stand up, but it does also have a hook so you can hang it if you want. This is at Michael's right now, but this had like, it had like a wreath or like a leafy garland at the top and bottom and said like welcome friends or something. I don't know. It's one of those little boxes that has words and stuff in it. And so I just used black paint, not even chalkboard paint, it's just craft paint, and painted it all black. It took a couple coats to kind of cover it pretty well. And then obviously did the magnets and washers. So I think it turned out pretty nice too. And I like that this one can sit because I don't have a ton of good hanging space on my walls. I don't know. Okay, so those are Prairie Schooler finishes. I've had a series finish for my shop. So I have been busy doing this summer, kind of finishing up the Halloween Hoedown series. Let me show you. So it all started last year with Bat Pig, which I love him. Then came Muella DeVille. Then this summer I released first You Witch, and then Captain Blackmane was the last one. And I think, might have been last video, I think I debuted this guy. So thank you so much, all of you that have been collecting this series. I'm so glad you guys like it. It's been really fun to design and stitch. So here's the last one. If you haven't seen it, it's been out for like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now. And every time I'm like, oh, I need to make a Flosstube video. I just didn't feel like it. I don't know if it was just with all the busy school stuff, but anyway. So here's its grand Flosstube debut, even though it's been on Instagram. And that is Cluck Cluck Boo. So I knew I wanted chickens somewhere in this whole farm thing, because what's a farm without chickens? And these little guys in the pumpkins, I just think are so cute. This barn is based off of my favorite barn. And yes, you know you live in the Midwest when you actually have a favorite barn. So my in-laws live in West Central Illinois, and when we go to visit them, we drive through a little bitty town called Ashland, Illinois. And I had to drive through it when I went to college. I went to Western Illinois University, and so I drove that way on my way to college. So I noticed this barn like when I was 18, 19 years old, and I've liked it ever since. There's just something about it. It is a white barn. It's got these kind of like, you know, the Gothic arched windows up high, and it's got the little kind of cupola at the top. Like, it's just a really pretty barn. It's got these neat brackets, like the posts with brackets that come off, and it's really well maintained and well kept. And so I knew, like, when I wanted a barn in here, like, that was the only barn I could picture. And I had struggled with the color of the mama hen, because I always think of those as being white, but I was like, this barn has to be white, because I was asking for suggestions from family, like, what do I do here? And they're like, well, let's just make the barn red. I'm like, no, this barn can't be red. It's a white barn. I can't change it. That's what the barn in Ashland is, and that's my favorite barn. So it has to be a white barn. So there you have it. So, Cluck Cluck Boo, it's in the shop. It's been there for a few weeks, so if you want to grab it, it's paper or PDF, your choice. And all the rest of the series are in there. But that's not all I have to show you for this series. Look what I got. And if you saw my Instagram stories, you've already seen it. Look at that. So, if you want to stitch them all together, this border is a free border. This thing's big. You can find it on the Petal Pusher Stitchers Facebook group. So you do have to answer questions to join the group, but they're pretty easy. And then I'll approve you, and then it's just in the files section, the whole big border for free, just for you. But I love how this looks. This fabric, this is 32 count. Maybe you can help me here. At L&S, before it closed, I bought this fabric, and I cannot for the life of me. Maybe it's sheep straw? I don't know. Can you read this? Yes, it was $8.10. Okay, let's get over that part. What does that say? Like, that says straw. Sheep straw? Is that a color of fat? I don't know. I need to Google that. I have no idea what that says. So when I do find out, I'll try to put it somewhere. If you know what it is, please let me know below, because I'm at a loss. But yes, if you would like that border, it's on the Facebook group. I got this framed at Michael's. I think this frame is just perfect, because I wanted kind of that like somewhat rustic farmhouse feel, but I like things a little simple, and I like things not overly distressed. So I think this has just enough age, and it's a good thick, sturdy guy. I love it. Yay. All right, let me put that down. So that was one new release. This one, next one isn't really a new release. It's kind of a re-release. And that is, and I hope there's not too much glare, one of my Disney ride-inspired patterns. It's, whoa, hello glare. And now I can't hold things straight. It's me in reflection of the Haunted Mansion. There you go. So, when I had originally stitched this back in 2015, I gifted it to my sister, and I had just shoved it in a frame that, like, is it a 5x7? I think is just a little small. Like, It kind of cuts off the edges. It'll fit, but it's a little tight and you lose a little bit of the design. There we go. So I stole it back from her because she was keeping it in her closet. And I was like, well, if you're just keeping it in your closet, I'm taking it back. Because that's what sisters do. And so I was at Hobby Lobby and found this. This is the 8x10 oval frame that they have. And I think it is perfect. Because you want something, or to me, I felt like I wanted something a little bit, like to me, I think the Haunted Mansion is a little bit more ornate. So I didn't want anything like rustic at all, but nothing too like frou-frou crazy over the top. And I think this fits the bill perfect. So I've reformatted this chart, cleaned it up because I didn't know too much of what I was doing back in 2015. And it is the nice cleaned up new version in the shop, or again, paper ones too. So there is that. Oh, and I want to talk a little, I don't know if you guys like hearing this stuff or not, like how designers get their ideas for what they design. So obviously this is inspired by the Haunted Mansion and the Hitchhiking Ghost. But the house doesn't look like either Haunted Mansion at Disneyland or Disney World. The house, when I think of spooky house, I think of my favorite scary movie, which I think I've talked about in years past, and that is The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, starring Don Knotts. Terror-inducing as a child, very scary movie. And that's kind of like the house, like that mansard roof, and like, woo, spooky. Gives me the chills thinking about it. So that's the inspiration behind what I think is a very spooky house from The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. Keep the lights on if you're going to watch it. You're going to need it. Okay. Let's do, I still have one more new release for you. You thought that was all, didn't you? No, I told you I've been very, very busy. I have one from the archives, to steal Mindy's phrase, to show you. I have one thing I need your opinion on that will get re-released soon, and then I have my newest brand new pattern to show you that I'm so excited to show you guys. So from the archives, I posted this yesterday on Instagram, and I think I must have gotten a lot of new followers in the last year, both there and here, that had never seen this, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. And it is my pattern, 5 Little Pumpkins. So this came out last year. Now I got this pumpkin, it was unpainted from Hobby Lobby, and Joann's has ones that are very similar this year that would work. I did paint it, and then I did a stain on top just to darken it a little bit, but I haven't seen Hobby Lobby have unpainted ones. I think maybe someone had found one that was like all orange. I don't know. But if you are looking for a similar pumpkin to finish it on, check Joann's. Yeah, so my kids are little. We do 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. It popped in my brain one night. So the edging is from Michael's. Some green fabric I had in my stash. It is magnetized, and I really like it. It is currently in my dining room. Ooh, now it's really crooked. It is currently in my dining room with all my other pumpkin stuff because I have a bit of a pumpkin obsession. I don't necessarily have a pumpkin spice obsession. In fact, I think that stuff kind of tastes gross. A lot of times, I'm more of an apple-y, cinnamon kind of person in the fall, not a pumpkin spice kind of person. But I love something about the shape and the coloring. I don't know what it is about pumpkins. I just like them. Here's what I needed an opinion on. This is one of my older patterns. Guess what it's titled? You're very smart. Yes, it is Pride and Prejudice. So I decided to make it into a little pillow. It's got some of Lois at Lady Dot Creates wonderful velveteen. Hey, it almost matches my shirt. I'm not the best pillow maker. I will be the first person to admit that. Do you think this needs some sort of something around the edges? And what would you put? My go-to is the fuzzy chenille trim because I can glue it on there and it can hide my very poor stitching job here. But if you have another idea, I would love to hear it. and then look for this guy once he is finished and looking all pretty to be re-released and in the shop too. So, remember how I said I have a little bit of a pumpkin obsession? Yeah, guess what my new pattern's about. I have decided to start a new series. This will be a seasonal series. So the first one's fall. And it's kind of based around the whole idea of fresh picked. I got really into gardening this summer. I've really been obsessed with watching Garden Answer and Proven Winners on YouTube. If you like to garden outside, I highly suggest those channels. They're great. That's kind of another reason why I haven't been on here so much, is because I've been outside a lot. I've made lots of yard sauce. I've been growing tomatoes. I've dug up half my garden and replanted it with new stuff. I helped plan and plant a butterfly garden in memory of a friend's little girl. It's just been a busy summer garden-wise, and so I love this idea of like kind of celebrating the, not really the harvest of each season, but like what's fresh. And I love this idea of like fresh colors for things too. I love the fall colors of, you know, the oranges and the reds and the yellows and the browns, but sometimes for me personally, they get a little heavy. And when I did this conversion, that was kind of in my brain. Like I really wanted something really fresh and summery and like just like crisp and light, and I don't know how else to describe it. And you guys, thank you so much for all the kind comments you gave me on this, because that is what pushed me towards this next design. Like I thought, okay, you know, why not use a color palette that kind of has that same feel to me? So with that kind of color palette in mind, I thought, okay, well, what am I going to do? And I got inspired by two kind of different things. I guess they're somewhat the same era, but my inspiration then came, one from jadeite. I love jadeite dishes. Now that doesn't mean I really actually own any old jadeite. I have some new jadeite. This is from Target, the Hearth and Home or whatever it's called. You know, the Magnolia Farms people. I have a couple of things of this, but like I love this color, this like minty, and I like how some of them are a little bit more bluey minty and some are a little more greeny minty. I don't know. It's just a very fresh color, and I have some bottles upstairs that are the same color, and it just goes with everything, I think. I've put different flowers, like in the spring I'll put tulips in a jadeite bottle, and they look beautiful. Then I'll put lilac in there, and it looks lovely. I've put really bright zinnias in there. Looks great. Like, everything looks good. This looks good, right? The orange and the kind of minty jadeite color, I think looks good. So, to not drag it out for you any longer, because I'm sure you're like, lady, stop talking and just show us the pattern already. Here it is. It's not in a frame yet. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. It's just pinned on something, so pardon the not so professional finish. But this is fresh picked pumpkins. So the second thing I was inspired by was kind of the craftsman, arts and crafts style. And hopefully you can kind of see that in the border here and some of the design. So I live in central Illinois, and in Springfield there is a Frank Lloyd Wright designed house, the Dana Thomas house. And I've been there several times, and just like seeing his windows and his design work, it's beautiful. So I looked at a lot of, different references of different craftsman designs and Frank Lloyd Wright designs and things of that nature to kind of get inspired here. Pretty simple. I mean, pumpkins, various colors. I did use, so let's see, well, quiz myself. So this is Fragrant Cloves, which is like my favorite orange by Gentle Arts. This is Gentle Arts Melon Patch. All these are Gentle Arts until I change. Pumpkin Pie, Ohio Lemon Pie, Toasted Barley here, Silver Fern, which is like the perfect jadeite green color in my opinion. The dark brown is picnic basket, which in my head I say every single time as picnic basket. Those of you who are old enough will know who says picnic basket. And then just some DMC white here, and this pumpkin is teal frost from Weeks. I didn't put it on there, but I will include a DMC conversion in the pattern for all of these. But I really like it. I hope you guys like it. I'm going to get this framed. It's going later today, but I knew I wanted to make this video and get this out to you guys. So I'm so excited about this series. I just think it's a different look, kind of with that arts and crafts style. So I hope you guys like it. Now, here's the thing though. This guy isn't by himself. In the pattern, you also get a little pin keep. So remember this? So since I was inspired by that jadeite thing, I'm hoping to... Jadeite thing? Jadeite. I'm inspired by jadeite. I'm hoping to include in each pattern in this series a little pin keep that kind of has whatever the fresh harvest, if you will, of the season is, and some sort of like jadeite piece. So I thought, well, I put this up in my house. Why not make a little pillow? Again, this is finished with the fabulous things from Lady Dot Creates. This is Jack chenille trim, and it is seafoam velveteen on the back. So these guys come together in one pattern. I love it. I hope you guys like it too. But wait, there's more. As an added bonus, I just got crafty one day and was like, I want to try to make some little fancy pins to put in my little, I was so proud of my little pin keep. So I made these little pumpkins. So the first, I didn't make a ton because they did take some time. The first 15 people that order the paper pattern, not the PDF, it's got to be the actual physical paper pattern, will get a free little pumpkin pin to go in their little pin keep. So all that. And if this pattern isn't uploaded, I'm going to be putting it on Etsy as this video is loading. So like if the video would load really, really quick, we'll see how the internet connection is today. But if it would, just give it, another 30 minutes or so and the pattern should be up. So, and I will be posting on Instagram and all over the place and all the stuff. So I think that might be it. I told you I was busy, right? I mean, that's, I think, a lot of stuff to show. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for joining me, and it should be sooner. Oh, totally forgot. Next week, Needlework Galleria, St. Charles, Missouri. I'll be there. If you're there, please come find me. I will be getting to hang out. You're going to be jealous. I get to hang out in Lindy Stitch's room with Stephanie. And she's so nice. She gets to let me hang out with her. But I'm going to have this guy there. So if you are going to be at Galleria, come stop by, see Stephanie and I. I'll have my Halloween Hoedown stuff there. She's going to have all of her awesome stuff there. But I would love to meet anyone who's there, so please stop by, say hello. So excited. Much needed time away from the kids. I love them, but I need like 24 hours where I don't have to be mom. Moms, you understand. So I'm really looking forward to it and just getting to see so many Stitchers and be around all those people, and it's going to be awesome. So I think that's all for real this time. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.